나는 그 무엇을 지키기 위해 이 자리에 서 있는가. 그대는 그 무엇을 마음속에 담고 있는가요? 그대는 무엇을 위해 이렇게까지 울부짖고 있나요? 당신들 마음속엔 그 어떤 것이 있기에 이렇게 울부짖나요? 나는 그 무엇을 위해 이렇게 싸우고 있나요? 나는 그 무엇을 위하여 그 무엇을 위하여 이렇게 처절하게 울부짖고 있나요? 했지만 그리고 나는 그 문 중에 어떤 것을 두드려야 하는지 그것도 모르겠소만 그 중에 만약 하나의 문을 열어야 한다면 나는 그 어떤 문도 열지 덩 기다 딱따라라라 쿵다 그덩 덩 드락딱 딱꾹꿍 덩 락딱이 당닥이 당달 덩둥 딱딱이 따따그 덩 따리 따따그 랑딸 다 열었구려. Thank you. You understand what I was saying? So I was asking, okay, like people, why it could be something why we protect this, why we love this, or why we live this. We all have a different reason. And there's so many doors, people force me to open, choose one. What you want to be loved, or what you want to live, or what you want to like, or like always so many choice, and I feel forced to choose something. Even and then please stop forcing me to open. And then there's so many doors. So don't force me to open one door. Like I deny to open any door. And then even they ask like lock the door. Like I lock the door, and then no, I will knock my nails. I say tongue. So I using now that door knocking, but my own way rhythmically. I knock they, and I realize I like everything. So I open everything. In my life, whatever, in my love, whatever, in my, what else? So many, in my clothes or whatever. So the decision is I make, I trust what is worth it. And even I'm so happy to share this music with you guys. And more things come. 바람이 불어오네 그 살랑살랑 거리는 너의 그 움직임을 나는 어여시 보고 있네 너울 춤을 추는 그때여 나에게 다가와 그 아름다운 미소로 감싸며 나에게 희망을 주지요 바람 그 따스한 바람 나에게 불러오는 그 바람 나에게 손짓하며 같이 너울 춤추며 힘차게 돌아보자구나 너울 당신 너울 이 바람을 타며 우리는 어디로 가볼까나 당신의 그 환한 미소에 나도 덩실덩실 춤을 추며 그 바람에 감싸 안으며 그 시원한 목소리에 나도 춤을 추는다 덩실 덩실 I'm not gonna be in everyone over right, right, 우리 함께 모두 다 함께 춤을 추며 다 함께 소리 지르고 다 함께 마음껏 울며 우리 모두 이 바람을 즐깁시다. 동시 everyone let's laugh or really sadly gratefully cry and just enjoy this rain and let's have a fun time. 동시 let's not to be serious. 동시
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Another round of applause for DoYeon Kim. That was a terrific set. I was having, I was grinning from ear to ear the whole time because I was smiling a lot the whole time. It was amazing. I wanted to start by asking you about your early training on the gayageum and if it was, if you could describe how you came into learning the instrument, if it was through an institution or a school, or if it was more informal. But yeah, could you talk about your early entry into playing the gayageum?
So actually, let me go a little more before entering gayageum. So in Korea, everyone learns piano when they are young. I learned piano since I was 4, I guess. And then I also learned Korean dance, ballet in that time. And I always want to be a dancer until I was 10. I was very serious. And my parents want me to study. So I kind of be forced to stop dancing. And in that time, I was feel very some emptiness. And then also adolescence came also. And then I hear some gayageum music. My parents bring me some hues. I heard it. And then in that time, I feel like, right now I really appreciate piano. But in the time, it's just hammer. I was really not into it. Just hammer to rock and roll. And then for gayageum, I can actually fluking the string. And then I can cooking the note basically. So it feels so different than piano, and then
There's a separation between you and the strings of the instrument and the hammers, right?
Yeah.
You can actually...
Yeah. So I falling in love, and then actually, my parents sent me for the English. I went to the Victoria Island in Canada just for 2 months, and in that time, people doesn't know about Korea. They thought, it's part of, no good. And then so I felt, I even called the embassy, like, what are you guys doing? Like, I really called them, and then I got really hurt, and then I thought about, if I play gayageum in abroad, maybe that's better than ambassador. I thought that way. And then I kneeled down to my parents, can I please become a gayageum player? And then, you don't need to spend money in my wedding, spend right now. I really said that when I was, I think, 12 or 13. So they said, okay. So, and then I ended up went to the National Korean Music High School. It's really strict. I'm not joking that like for the like competition that I really like practice more than 11 hour, and then like for my undergrad I also major in gayageum, and for my recital, not joking, even I break my hand, but I injecting to feel pain and doing it, like really Korea very strict,
Oh my
hardworking, and then
The show must go on, as
Yeah.
we say.
and then that's how I learn kayakum. Sorry.
Yeah. And then in terms of your entry into improvising or playing freer, I mean, I would love to ask you about the role that improvisation plays in traditional Kaigo music, but at what point do you feel like you had this impetus to start improvising or playing freer music that maybe is different from the tradition of how you would play the Kaigo?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, like I really working hard, practice really hard. I don't want to go back that time again. And I won the competition. Is okay. I proved myself. Yes, but it was still I was too young to really play whatever I want. Like it's kind of still my teacher say, oh, it's too much, or kind of not. I cannot play my own way. So I felt really frustrated. Why we doing a music for? And even like we're not like I wear jean, I also feel like very gap between now and tradition, and still I want to be myself. That's why I decided to move to America. And then the funny thing, there's a not in 2013 when I researched, there's not many places I can go with my instrument. They all recommend musicologist or so. No, I don't want to be a scholar.
For actual performance.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The only school except was at NEC. So, and I didn't know what is improvisation. Just the one point I want to go abroad. That's it. Yes.
So New England Conservatory in Boston is where I also went to school, and there's a program there that is or it was at the time called the Contemporary Improvisation Department, which really was a catch-all program for a lot of improvised music and experimental music and folk music and kind of anything that couldn't get fit into being a classical string major or a jazz program or something else, but it kind of became this really interesting scene of people that were making all kinds of different music, right? So could you speak a little bit about getting to NEC and kind of what new things that inspired for you and how how that allowed you to grow and create your own music?
Right. So actually, I came here for like my dream was whole entire time since 11, 12. People let them know about Korean music. When I ended here, everyone know about Korea already. So okay. And then, but rather than that, I was very shocked. Like people make all kind of noise, all kind of like screaming and sound like. I thought, okay, maybe America, there's so many plastic and like concrete. That's why, like, I felt really that way, like really. And then I realized I'm the one actually who put lots of masks. They're just, be honest about what they feeling. It take a year. I cry every ensemble because hard to like accepting that sound, like understand that sound took a year. Really took a year, especially it should be off the record, but John, saxophone player, John.
Okay.
John, yes.
Oh, John. Yes. So that was the year that John Zorn came and had a residency, right?
Yes.
So this is immediately after my time at NEC, but yeah okay.
When I hear his music, I cry. I feel so bad. It was so obvious to me that, he missing some love when he was child. I really felt that. I feel bad. I feel really bad. So, it is like where that's control happening. Here is me. Like I feel really bad, so I even couldn't play. I cry so badly. I feel pity. I feel like so bad. And yeah, and then like hearing everyone that screaming, yelling, crying, and or their emotion is too much for me.
Yeah.
Of joy. It took a year, and now I'm doing that.
So I was wondering, coming out of what was probably a very strict musical education at the music school in Korea, and coming to the gayageum, and then coming to NEC and experiencing all of the noise and experimental music and improvisation that was happening there. In what ways do you feel like your music that you make now is in tension or different and contrasting from the traditional ways to approach the gayageum, but also what ways or what aspects of traditional Korean music do you feel you still are very useful to you and are a big part of the music that you make right now?
I think, first of all, even in improvised music, it should be different. I wrote diary and when I wrote novel. So I feel like it should be a message what I want to say in improvisation. And those message is very coming from lots of Korean novel or Korean folk music lyrics or sometimes K-drama. And then even like in my rhythm naturally coming from what I doing or the rhythm is from Korean traditional music a lot. It's hard to swing and bebop, really. It's really is another language. So it's naturally it's all about the breathing. Breathing is rather than pulse. Like Korean music is more breathing cycle rather than pulse. So that's influenced a lot. Even actually, I have also a funny story. The traditional music, like actually, when people ask me about my singing, did you learn pansori or? Actually, I never learned vocal, but because I play gayageum and I sing the melody, and then that became my voice, and I think it just naturally influenced how when I even making a sentence, when I'm making a solo, how I speak is coming to my hand, my body. So it's very rooted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me as a guitarist and someone who came up through, jazz education here and then reached a point in my life where I wanted to distance myself from that and play freer music or music that didn't conform to certain styles or genre, connections. It's always an anxiety for me to play something that is not like a tonal reference to a song or a melody that's familiar and trying to create something that is new. And in your improvising, there's such a clarity in how you hear an idea and you execute that idea, which was really amazing to me. And it was very like liberating to hear something that, whether it was my unfamiliarity with Korean music traditions or what, but hearing you being able to, both on the rhythmic aspect with all of those really amazing polyrhythms that are kind of constantly in tension with each other, or the melody, it was just amazing to hear something that was like effortlessly not sounding like something that was familiar to me. So I really appreciated that.
Thank you.
And I was wondering, on the subject of improvisation with your music, to what degree do you compose melody or come into a performance with a kind of planned out idea of the repertoire, and how much of it is instant, in the moment, improvised?
Actually, the first one I did, like, what is this for? What is life for? What is love for? Why we keep this one? Why we survive about this one? Like all the lyrics, I already planned it. I already even knocked the door. That's planned it. The second one is completely free. like it's really nice wind coming, and then I enjoy the wind, and people are so seriously looking at me. So let's just enjoy. Like, so yeah, like so.
For some reason, as an instrumental player, being able to improvise melody or rhythm is like fine for me. I can handle that. The idea of singing and vocalizing with text and melody and rhythm at the same time and having to invent it instantaneously is so terrifying to me. Can you talk about your experience of when you are singing, like what that process of invention is like for you in the moment, right? Like, how does that come to be for you when you're improvising with your voice?
I think always make sure what I want to say, make sure the theme, what I want to say, motif. Without that, it feel like it could be random. Sound random, meaning random. I don't want that happen. I want to have a specific. First one is, no matter what I'll say, is we all have a desire to keep precious, do something. It's not from others. We have that, and then really keep it. That's precious thing. That message I really want to say. Second one is just enjoy this. Really, like having that. If you have clear message and motif, even like I start with da 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 da. That's like mimicking the wind sound. If you have that idea, then rest of it is very just naturally come.
Yeah, I think that is so important to keep in mind, that the meaning of what you're doing comes first, right? I think there's a lot of with exploring like a new language or a language that isn't a musical language that isn't traditional or institutionalized. Inventing it on the spot can be a tricky thing, that you get caught up with the technique of what you're doing or this new sound that you're hearing, that it can be challenging to keep that centered in terms of what is the purpose of this sound that I'm making. And I think that was really amazing to hear the clarity with that. I had a thought towards the end of the set, when you wanted everybody to experience the joy of the end of that second piece, right? And I was thinking about kind of back to this idea of a codified tradition of things that we're conditioned to hear in certain sounds and how we react to them. How so much we're conditioned here to a lot of tonal reference of hearing certain pitches together and it meaning a very specific thing to us, right? So hearing like a tonality that is major and feeling a joyous or happy feeling, or hearing something that is a minor tonality or a dissonant tonality, or what we perceive to be a dissonant tonality, right? And having certain prescribed emotional responses to that. And I wanted to ask how you experience the emotion of whether it's how you are organizing a melody and the certain pitches that you use, and just maybe talking about that emotional aspect of the musical language that you're working with.
Yes. So actually, when you guys taking writing, and then it's sunny, but when you listen, it's so sunny. But when you hear some ballad, really sad ballad, it felt, even though sunny, you emotionally feel something gloomy suddenly. Even it's so raining, and when you hear rock and roll, you feel like yes, it is water festival, like. So like it's all depend on how you wanna see, I think there's no in life we don't have happiness, sadness, always all complex and many things. So I especially, rather than I think major minor, I even extension technique, I always want thinking what kind of sound I want to make and what kind of message I want to say. With that, everything else is coming naturally.
Yeah. Being able to live in that complex space between the extremes is a lot more interesting, and we enjoy it a lot more. I wanted to open up the floor if there are any questions for DoYeon. When you ask the question, I will try my best to repeat it into the microphone for the recording so that we have it in the archive. But are there any questions in the audience? Yeah, Bill?
Yeah. You said that it's hard to swing with your instrument. And I've seen you with Tomas Fujiwara, and I've heard your record with Brandon Lopez. And some of that music really swings. So I was wondering if you could say a bit about how you come to a musical agreement with a player who maybe has a very different rhythmic approach than you.
So I'll repeat that question. You mentioned a couple moments ago that it's really hard to swing on the gayageum, and Bill mentioned that there was a performance of yours here in town last year where you were playing with Tomas Fujiwara, a great drummer, and your work with Brandon Lopez, and how that music swings sometimes or has a certain rhythmic drive to it, right? And how you reconcile your rhythmic approach to other people's very different rhythmic approaches.
Right. So there's a good example. Even like here's a like maybe 4 again 3 the polyrhythm like 1 2 3 so 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So it feels that way. Then I feel tongue, like I feel my like way of making a rhythmic groove in more familiar way. Feel like more rhythmic cycle, Korean like using a Korean bow, and feel more how to say maybe feel a little more detail about how I can push and pull in the rhythmic cycle. Then if I really convincing that, then I can like know that, then I can really adjust it with that swing groove. Yeah. So
Fantastic. Any other questions? Yeah.
Influences, either perhaps NEC faculty or beyond, or mentors that were significant?
Yeah, so the question is about influences for you, particularly maybe mentors either at NEC or elsewhere, people that you learned from that really influenced your work.
for me, Joe Morris, that
For me too.
yes, Joe Morris changed my life. Like he was first person that it is okay. Like just go for it, and really listening to me and show me this improvisation work. So he means a lot, Joe Morris. Also, I influenced a lot from 20th century composer. Like of course Bartok, and then I even love sorry
A composer?
yeah, he only make one violin concerto in his life. He also play a guitar, and he's a classical composer, but he play the guitar. Sorry, I'm really bad at
good.
yes. Oh yeah, so many 20th centuries. Yeah, of course. Who make dung dang dung da di dang do 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 dung dung.
Oh, WC?
Yes, there is a yes. Yes, like many 20th centuries, yeah.
Yeah.
Anton Weber, yeah.
Oh, Webern, yeah. It's a big one for me too. Any other questions? Yeah.
You had mentioned that you have some influences that are not musical, including K-dramas, which are great. I was wondering what kind of influences you had that are outside of music.
So the question is non-musical influences, whether they be K-dramas or other cultural input.
Yes, actually, I love Lewis Hamilton, 44. He's a Formula One driver.
Yeah.
So actually, when you see the Formula Drive, there's a start point, end point, and your teammate, your enemy, and you have so many key you need to work on. What tire you need, like it is all improvisation from start. What's the strategy? It is really similar. And then even when you eat delicious food, I'm thinking about how they prepare, and then sense of balance, those things also really influence a lot. Like especially balance, right? How they balance, or sometimes this spiciness kick, like those also really influence to the music. Even the funny thing when you just sit in the cafe and how people walk, there's all the rhythm there. I sometimes write down. It's really fun. You can see their character. So like especially when you rain, people character really coming out. So yeah, so like many things could be influenced. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Maybe one more question. Anybody? Yeah, sure.
You mentioned Lewis Hamilton. Who's your favorite Formula One team?
The question is, since you invoked Lewis Hamilton, who your favorite Formula One team is? Lewis Hamilton, famously Mercedes-Benz, but recently migrated to Ferrari this past year.
Do you know the Haas? Not this director, before Haas director. What is his name? He retired a year ago.
Gunther. I forget.
I love that director.
Okay.
A lot. That Haas.
Nice. Fantastic. Okay, I have one more question, which is, are there any upcoming projects or collaborations or recordings that you would like to plug before we get out of here?
Yes. So next March or April, my first DoYeon Kim quartet gonna become is my composition there. We also improvise. It's gonna be me and Matt Mannery, the viola player, and Henry Fraser, bass, and the Tai Shansori in the drum. So I'm
That's
very
a hell of a group.
Yes, I'm so proud, very proud. So please keep in touch and stay tuned.
We will all be looking forward to that. That's amazing.
It's gonna call Wellspring.
Fantastic. All right, one more round of applause for DoYeon Kim. Thank you to ESS. We have one more option concert of 2025. It will be next Sunday here. It's BCMC. Bill McKay and Cooper Crane will be here. And yeah, please come on back next Sunday. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thank you very much.